What's up, man?
This is Aiden. Aiden doesn't know it yet, but he just won the first giveaway on my channel, and today he's in for a big surprise. But before we get to the surprise, I need to tell you guys a little bit about Aiden and how he came to be the winner of my first giveaway. Almost every day this year, especially during the summer, I'd look out my window which faces the neighborhood pond. You guys have probably seen the pond I'm talking about in some of my videos, and I'd always see one kid standing out there and fishing for hours and hours. Seeing him out there reminded me a lot of myself as a kid. During my summers, I'd spend 8 to 10 hours of every day fishing out in this dinky creek behind my house. It was called the Elkhorn Creek in Kentucky, and I pretty much just used night crawlers under a bobber. It's the only thing I really knew how to do, and I'd hammer bluegill and the occasional crappie, and I just had an absolute blast. And right now Aiden is pretty much doing the same thing. He's got a light action rod, he's got a night crawler under a bobber, he's also using some bread, and he's catching some panfish out there. And eventually I had the privilege of meeting Aiden, and we talked a lot about fishing. I actually gave him his first inline spinner, and he ended up catching a bass, which he was really psyched about. And then later that day, Aiden's grandpa came out to thank me and asked me also where I got the lure. The one I gave him was an Arctic spinner, by the way. And then he mentioned that Aiden was really excited about the lure, but also terrified of losing it because it was the only lure that he had. And I told Aiden, hey, if you lose that lure, don't worry about it. I've got more, I'll give you another one. It's not a big deal. I've lost a lot of good lures in this pond. And then I showed him this spot that he was already aware of. There was a terrible snag in this one spot. I've lost a couple of glide baits on it and some other expensive lures, and I showed him the spot. And then the very next day, somebody rang my doorbell, and who was it? It was Aiden standing there on my front porch, and he came to me and brought me my 2 glide baits that I had lost on that snag. He had put on his waders, went into the pond, and retrieved those glide baits for me, and also removed that horrible snag that's stolen a bunch of my lures. So of course I told Aiden to just polish up those glide baits and keep them for himself, because even though they're nice lures, I've long since replaced them with some better ones. So I was super impressed that Aiden decided to try and return those glide baits to me. So as soon as he left, I decided he was going to be the winner of my first giveaway. So what I've done is I've gone through all of my tackle that I no longer use or that I have too much of, and I'm packaging that up for Aiden. Let me show you guys the stuff that Aiden won. So Aiden currently carries his tackle around in a 5-gallon bucket, but now he's going to be getting this tackle backpack. It's actually a really nice backpack. I used it for a long time, and it has absolutely no damage. It has tons of storage capacity. It's got a place for a water bottle up here, a compartment here, a couple compartments on the side that have a ton of storage. It's got a pouch on the front here, and then if you unzip this part, you've got 4 big tackle trays in there that can hold a ton of lures. But back when I used to use this backpack, my general philosophy as a multi-species fisherman was to be prepared basically for any scenario. So I used to carry basically all of my tackle around in this backpack. It was super heavy, but a few years ago my philosophy changed, and now I carry this little Cast King bag around, and I'm telling you guys right now, I am 10 times more prepared with what is in this bag than what I used to carry in this one. Nowadays when I go fishing, I do tons of thorough research about the body of water that I'm going to be fishing in, and I know what species I'm targeting and how to catch them, so I don't need to bring everything I own like I used to when I had this bag. And there's actually a surprising amount of stuff in here. There's like 80 different lures in there, and then there's room for bags of soft plastics and stuff like that. It holds a lot more than you'd think. And this stuff here is what we're going to be loading up Aiden's new tackle box with. We've got a couple spoons. We have a whole assortment of inline spinners in different colors. We got a couple of tail spins here. We got minnow spins. We got a walking rat, which I've caught some pretty big bass on that thing. Some prop frogs, and then we've got a regular frog, a little pocket frog, topwater walking bait. We've got jerk baits. We've got a couple flicker shads, some crankbaits, a nice jointed swim bait there, all kinds of different stuff. We got some pre-rigged swim baits in various sizes and colors, and then down here we've got an assortment of terminal tackle as well. And now with all this stuff, Aiden won't have to be stressing about losing a lure because he's got a ton of them now. So let's go ahead and package these up in the tackle box. He's also going to get this 10-inch pack of Guggen Mondo worms. Firstly, because kids go crazy about Guggen stuff, and secondly because I have some other 10-inch worms from another brand that I just like more. He's going to be receiving this mixed bag of Yum Dingers and Cinco worms, all pre-rigged with some heat shrink wrap in the middle for the wacky rig technique. And when we give this stuff away to him, I'm going to teach him the wacky rig technique because it's just an easy, simple technique for him to learn, and it works really, really well in this pond. He's also getting this half spool of my leftover Seaguar Red Label 12-pound fluorocarbon to use as leader material, and he's going to need that because he's also going to be getting 4 new combos and 1 additional rod, and 2 of these combos are spooled up with braided line, so we're also going to have to teach him how to tie a fluorocarbon leader onto that braid. So the last time I ran into Aiden out at the pond, I gave him an inline spinner, and then I made a cast with his combo just to show him how to work the spinner, and that rod and reel could barely handle that 1/4 ounce inline spinner. I've gotten really spoiled with my Shimano and Daiwa reels and my St. Croix rods and my 6 Sense rods that I forgot what it was like to use like a $20 combo. So I'm giving Aiden nearly a complete set of the Ugly Stick GX2s, which I used to use a long time ago, and I have nothing bad to say about them. They're basically indestructible. I just have better stuff now, so I don't use them. But he's gonna get an ultralight combo, and then we have a 7-foot medium light spinning combo spooled up with 10-pound Power Pro. I've already got this one rigged up with the wacky rig so we can teach him how to do that. And then a 6'6" medium rod, and this is the only one that's actually not coming with a reel, but this is actually a 4-piece travel rod, so Aiden can take it with him on the go. It breaks down into 4 pieces, and even though it's a 4-piece rod, still basically indestructible. And this is the one that I'm most excited about. This is a 7-foot medium heavy rod, and out of the entire giveaway, this is the only thing that I went out to Cabela's and actually purchased for it. I just didn't want to give him a bunch of lures that were too big and heavy for him to throw on those other combos, so I purchased a medium heavy rod, and he'll be able to throw everything in that tackle box on this one. This one's also got a nicer reel. It's also spooled up with 15-pound Power Pro high-vis braid, and I've got a pre-rigged swim bait on this one that he'll have no trouble picking up right away. And last but not least, he's getting this 6'6" medium heavy catfishing setup. This was kind of a secondary catfishing setup for me back in the day. It's spooled up with 20-pound monofilament. This is a Cast King Rover reel, which actually has a clicker on it and everything. He's gonna have a blast using this thing for some catfish. And there are some catfish in that pond. Now the only thing left to do is wait until we see Aiden out at the pond again, and then we're gonna go surprise him. Come along with me. All right guys, the day has come. Aiden is out at the pond now. He just came out here. I was actually out there fishing, had to run inside and grab all the stuff. Now we're gonna go surprise Aiden. All right guys, that is Aiden in the blue shirt up there. We're chasing him down. He's really moving. What's up, man? Any luck so far?
Today I've caught like 2 crappie.
Okay.
Handful of that.
Awesome, dude.
Some guy out here lost a pike today.
Lost a pike?
Yeah.
It hangs over in this area for sure. I haven't hooked up with it yet though.
Yeah, he was in that circle over there. We were fishing at that drain. There's another drain over there that we've been fishing, and there's a bunch of crappie and bass just hanging out over there.
I bet you the pike is hanging out where the crappie are at. That's my guess.
So we've been fishing over there, and he caught him on a worm. We were like a plastic worm.
Huh.
He's bobbing it, and he like reeling it, jumped out of the water, snapped it, like got its head like crooked and snapped the line.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah, my buddy is the only person I've seen land that pike. There might be more than one in there, but the one he landed was about 36 inches. Oh, yeah, pretty big. Oh yeah, I got something for you. We hold this real quick so I don't have to set it on the ground. Just stand it up. There we go. Where the heck did it go? Oh yeah. There you go.
What's that?
Yeah. Just open it up.
Okay. All this stuff is yours. Oh, all these poles?
All this stuff, man.
Wow.
It's my old stuff. You'll get a lot more use out of it than I will.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, dude. When you went out there and got my baits off that snag, tried to bring them back to me, man, that was really cool. I appreciate that. So you earned it.
All of this?
All of this stuff. That tackle box too.
That's a lot of stuff. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, open up the tackle box, take a look.
All right. There's a lot of poles.
Oh yeah. You got an ultralight, a medium light, a medium, and 2 medium heavies.
Ooh, spinners.
Spinners and spoons. Try to put a variety in there for you.
I like that one.
Little pike jerkbait. Might catch the pike on that thing.
Hopefully. Whoa.
Bunch of terminal tackle.
That's a lot of stuff.
Bunch of swim baits, frogs. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I think there's some stuff in the front pouch too, like on the very front, top one. Yeah. Got some fluorocarbon for leader in there.
Oh wow.
Some worms. Those worms have a heat shrink wrap on them. Let me show you. You're already using the wacky rig, so this is perfect.
Yeah, that's what I've been fishing with out here.
Yeah, so what I've done with these worms, if you take a look, is put some heat shrink wrap on the middle of them.
Yeah.
You put your hook through that and through the other side. It just makes it stay on there a lot longer. All of these have heat shrink wrap on them.
So they don't like fly off?
Yep. I'll last you a lot longer that way. And so a couple of your combos here have braided line. Are you familiar with braided line? Or not?
Oh yeah, isn't it like thicker?
Oh, it's not. It's actually thinner in diameter.
Thinner, but you can spool more.
Yeah, but it's going to give you a lot further cast with your spinning gear. But you will have to learn how to tie a fluorocarbon leader onto your braid. So I put the fluorocarbon in there. That's what it looks like there. And the knot you want to learn is the uni to uni knot or the double uni knot.
All right.
And just figure out, I mean, it's going to take a little bit of practice, but you'll figure it out really quickly. And then you tie your leader on there. But yeah, man, there's a catfish setup there too. It used to be kind of like my backup catfish setup. The one with the Cast King Rover reel on it. It's pretty solid. Caught some big fish on all that stuff pretty much.
Thank you.
That's it, man.
I give you a hug.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Of course.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Let me know if you catch anything big on it next time I see you.
All right.
Later, dude. Well, that felt good, guys.